And look what they're doing to the kids. They're shoving dinosaurs and space down their throat. And the dinosaurs, it's part of the New World Order. It's part of it. It's part of space because it shows evolution. It shows, oh look, evolution is real. It started with the Big Bang, and everyone fucking believes that. Zero evidence. No one knows anything about fucking the Big Bang Theory, but if you say you believe in it, you're considered a smart person. And you don't know shit about it. You know nothing about it. Out of nothing, everything just came about and just exploded. Where's the evidence? There's no fucking evidence of that.
It's magic.
So shut the fuck up with this fucking Big Bang Theory shit.
Magic. That's
you have no evidence, and you like cling on to it with zero evidence. You didn't even know that a priest came up with that shit. Yeah, I did. You know what I mean? So I just go by what I know. I know the sun and the moon are doing the exact same thing. They're going around this fucking plane in a clockwork fashion. The middle of this thing we live on, highly magnetic. Fucking there's a star over it that just stays there. That magnetism must be strong as shit. And all the other stars are going around it. That's science. When you're looking at time-elapse photography, that's science. There's one direction all the stars are going. They're going around. They're not going they're not like zigzagging. But according to mainstream science, there should be at least 4 motions of the stars because we're spinning at 1,000 miles an hour on our own axis, and then we go around the sun at 60,000 miles an hour, and then the sun goes around the center of the Milky Way at 600,000 miles an hour, and then the Milky Way shooting through the universe at 1,000,000 miles an hour. There should be time-elapse photography with the stars doing all the zigzaggy shit. We see the Big Dipper year-round. We see that year-round. We shouldn't see that in 6 months. We shouldn't see that in 6 months. Every 6 months, there should be a completely different look at the stars. It should be totally different.
Based on the act.
It goes on forever, dude. The sun, 93 million miles an hour. People just eat that shit up. They have no idea how they figured it out. Give me a list of 10 scientists that figured that out and tell me how they figured it out. Nobody can do that. And people believe that. So give me 3 scientists that figured out that the sun is 93 million miles away and then tell me how they did it. No one knows. They just believe it. No one knows. They just, it's not even, it says it on Google. I looked at Google. Even DuckDuckGo says it, bro. So I don't know shit. I just don't trust liars. That's just me. It's not that I believe crazy shit. It's that I don't believe the stupid shit coming from mainstream science that has no proof, zero proof.
A Scientologist, a fucking a Satanist, and and Walt Disney.
Yeah,
basically invented.
Yeah,
and just think about that. Just think about those 2 people, L. Ron Hubbard and Walt Disney, and what they created after that. These giant, multi-billion, multi-million dollar companies that just make money, dude, and money and money. It's almost like they're set up to succeed because they're part of this giant money grab that I honestly believe NASA is.
You know what's crazy? You'll notice this. You go to the movies every now and then?
Yeah.
So when you go to a movie, you think you could escape shit. Like we're trying to keep Coca-Cola, even though I love Coca-Cola, and I just try to keep it limited to like 1 a month. I just had one, like 1 a month. You can't keep Coca-Cola from your kids. It's everywhere. You take them to the movies. They're gonna. My son is like, can I get a Coca-Cola? They know what they're doing, and the entertainment. When you go watch a movie, they always show you the world. They always show you a ball Earth, like Universal. Yep. They always show you that ball Earth, like right before the movie. Boom! They show it to you. But since Neil deGrasse Tyson came out and said that Earth is actually an oblate spheroid, it's kind of like a ball like this, like a ball that's been smashed like that. He says it's chubbier at the edges. Dude, they're showing oblate spheroids before every movie now. Go to the ArcLight. They show, it's not painted out as Earth, like the Universal Studios logo, which is actual Earth, and you see the fucking curvature, and it looks just like that shit that they're showing you on the internet, like that's real with like the arms of the ISS and all that shit. It's just like that picture. But now they're showing you oblate spheroids before every movie.
It's crazy, dude. It's crazy.
It's a pair.
And you got to play ball to get to those places.
Usher in the New World Order. No better way, no faster way than a fake alien invasion. That's what this is all about. I mean, who knows? Maybe all this Trump, Epstein, Q, maybe all that is a distraction from the real truth. And the real truth is what we're on and who made this.
Who do you think made it?
A god? Some higher intelligence? Some divine intelligence? Because obviously we know the elite, a lot of them, like at the highest levels, they're Satanists.
Yeah, for sure.
And the elite, the beings at the high level, they have all the latest technology. They have the knowledge, all the secret knowledge. They know way more than the peasants, for sure. Peasants don't know shit. They know it. So if they know all this shit and they're doing satanic rituals with children and the Vatican's fucking insane and all this Luciferianism and paganism, all this shit, if they're doing that, then there has to be a God. There has to be. Why else would they be worshiping the fallen angel if he didn't fall from nowhere? It doesn't make any sense. Someone had to create us. We didn't come from nothing. Like the Big Bang, people just believe that shit. People don't even know that a priest invented the Big Bang theory. A priest, not a scientist, a priest. Maybe he was a scientist too, but you know what? He was a priest. I think it all comes from infinite space, aliens, and all that shit. Do you think we live under a dome? I don't know, but it's hard to find the truth being a peasant because I don't have access to, high level technology. I can't go up in space. I don't want, people say, why don't you go up in space? Like, dude, are you kidding? Are you kidding? They'll kill me. They'll kill anybody. So we have to figure it out for ourselves. And I do it by a process of elimination, basically. We start with, what is CNN saying? Okay, that's not it. All right, by process of elimination, whatever they're pushing, it's not the truth. So now we're on have a better direction, a better idea, and then you just go by what we know. What do we know for sure? We know that there's this magnetic force in the north that all compasses point to. That we wouldn't be where we're at right now without compasses. Without compasses, you get lost in the ocean. How would you fucking know where you're at? They figured out that no matter where you're at, this compass is going to point to the north. So for a fact, there's this force in the north. Okay, we know that. And then also for a fact, we know that Polaris, the North Star, is right over the North Pole. And it just so happens that it's fixed and it stays over the North Pole. So we know that. And then when you look at time-lapse pictures of space, all the stars are rotating around Polaris. It looks different like in the south a little bit because who knows people say that the belief that we're in some kind of enclosed system or a dome is retarded, but they still can't explain how there can exist a vacuum of space and then gas pressure without a barrier. Nobody can explain that. How is space an infinite vacuum? It's the opposite of this. We have gas pressure here. You can't have an infinite vacuum and gas pressure without some kind of barrier. It's impossible. And then some people say, they're just theorizing, well, the higher you get, the thinner the air is, so at some point it gets so thin it turns into a vacuum. That's not how vacuums work. You need a barrier. That's a theory. That's bullshit. But you can't, there's no scientific lab on Earth where you can show an example of a vacuum next to gas pressure without a barrier. So we know, there's like stuff we know for sure. And on another thing I know for sure is that the sun and the moon are on the same path. I know that because I pay attention. People don't pay attention to the moon because it's on the same path as the sun, but it's slower. It's a slower path, and if you pay attention, the next, like we know that every day at noon, depending on what season you are, like let's just say we're in summer now. Every day at noon, the sun is going to be in pretty much the same spot.
Yeah.
In the winter, every day at noon, the sun's going to be in a different spot because it's winter, right? But in the summer, every day. But the moon, although it's on the same path as the sun, rises from the east, sets in the west. It's in the same fucking path. But since it's slower, every night you look at the moon every night at the same time, like from the same spot. Because it's perspective is tough. Because sometimes you be on that freeway and go, oh look, the moon's over there now. But then when you get home, it's why is it over there? It's perspective. So when you're doing your own moon observations, you got to be in this exact same spot to really get an idea of what the moon is doing. So every night you look at the moon at 10 o'clock at night. It's going to be slightly more to the east. And then the next night, it's going to be over there at the same time. And then the next night, it's going to be over there. But the sun is going like this. And the moon's going like this. Sun, you calculate. Oh, the sun, it looks like it's almost setting. It's probably 5:30. You already calculate. You could tell, you could guess at what time it is by looking at the sun. The moon, you can't. Because the moon is slower. It's on a different cycle. It's on a 28-day cycle. And think about this. If the moon is caught in Earth's orbit and it's rotating around the Earth. It's not and the sun is caught in the Earth is caught in the sun's rotation. How is it that the sun and the moon are on the same path? They're on the same fucking path. You know the odds of that happening? The moon would be on a whole different path than the sun. It's doing the exact same thing on the sun. On the flat Earth model, if a flat Earth model, it's like this, and this is the North Pole right here, and this is it right here, and it's the ice wall. The North in the flat Earth model, the North is the center. Polaris, boom, wherever you go, you know where the North is. The sun and the moon go around the Earth like this, in a clockwork fashion. Sun's faster than the moon.